Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Shirley if you're new here, and if you are new, welcome to the family. Or if you're thinking about becoming a part of family, we would really appreciate you becoming a part of this family. In today's video, I'm going to do a simple, easy look while talking about the book, The Paper Menagerie by Ken Liu. The Paper Menagerie is a short story. I came across it, I don't even know how, but then when I was reading it, I'm just going to tell you to get some tissue handy. If you may need it, because I did, but I cry easily when I'm reading something and it makes me think about life, period, and how sad it is. It makes me cry. So in today's video, I think I might go into this orange palette by Touch of Soul, but I'm not sure. I might go into it. May have to use that orange or something. If it's not in this palette that I'm going to use. I want to use the Patricia. Oh, there's some here. But I want one with shimmer. I might use that one. I'm going to be using the Patricia Bright palette as I tell this story. I'm going to go in with, what is it? Star Girl. And it's a black color right here. What it start off with, he's a Chinese American. And that's the one thing you can look at whenever you start off, and when you had to add America to the back of your ethnicity, bring out your tissue. Oh, it's just so crazy how, when I saw that, I think that's what caught me, because he said he was Chinese American. I said, oh, here we go. Well, the story starts off with the little boy. She called his mom, which was Chinese, called him Kan, but in America it was Jack. His name was Jack. Well, Jack was in the room and Jack was crying uncontrollable. They couldn't get him to stop crying for no reason. And they had tried everything to stop. So the dad just gave up and he walked off and went to another. Sound like a daddy, right? No. He went to the other room like, Mom, he's yours. He's all yours. So the mom picked him up and she took him into the kitchen. And she sat him at the kitchen table and she sat down. She went up on top of the refrigerator to get this Christmas wrapping paper that every Christmas she would unfold the wrapping paper really nice, spread it out, and put it on top of the refrigerator. And the little boy was watching her go get this paper. Then she sat down at the table and she turned it with the white side up. And she started folding the paper, just folding it. And he was very intrigued and watching her. He stopped crying. He was watching her fold up this paper. So, like I was saying, he was watching the mom fold up this paper, waiting to see what is she going to do with this paper. And she took the paper, and after she got through folding it, she held it up. Very important, she held the paper up to her mouth. And she blowed into it and the paper puffed up. The paper came to life. She had it in her hand like this. And then she took it and he held out his hand. And she put it in his hand. And it turned out to be a paper tiger. Now here's the good part. When she put it in his hand, it moved and purred. Now, with me seeing that, the first thing I thought of is like, oh, it's just a child. This is in the eyes of a child. That's what I thought. Like, he said it moved and purred. And he called him Luau, which is tiger. I hope I'm saying it correct. That's the only Asian word y'all might hear me say. He said it was luau, and he just loved this paper tiger. And then the story sort of goes off. He told a little part of high school. When he was in high school, he asked his dad a little about his mom. So he asked the dad a little about his mom, like, how did you met mom? So now you finna hear the dad's side of the story, how he met his mom. He said he was looking through, he was in the Army, one of them armed forces in America. And he was looking through the Mail Order Bride magazine. He called it something else, but that's what I know it as. And as he was flipping through the pages, he said he only stayed on some pages seconds. Like, he was looking at the pictures and he just didn't look at some of the girls that long until he came to a page and he saw his mom. And when he looked at the page, it said she was living in Hong Kong. She knew how to speak English fluently, and you know, telling some about his story. He said he didn't look at any other picture. He fell in love with her. So he started communicating. He said they said that she was 18 and she was fluent in English and she was this and she was that. He said all turned out to be a lie. When he went to China to meet her, she could not speak English. He didn't say anything about the age, how old she really was, but you're going to figure out by the end of the story how old she was. And he was 18 though, and he went over to meet her. And when he found out she couldn't speak English, he then ran in there and demanded his money back. He paid a waitress to translate for him to her. Then he came back to America and started arranging to have her sent to him in America. You know that mail order bride thing still goes on today. People still do that. And especially here in Florida. I see it so much. Anyway, and then it goes back to him telling the story about the paper animals. His mom made him all kinds of animals for him to play with. And remember, they came to life. She made him this shark one time out of paper, and when he put it in the sink, it dissolved in the water. So she made him one out of aluminum foil, and him and the tiger would look at it play, and he just was in love with these toys that his mom made him. He just loved these toys. And they came to life. That's the thing that killed me. They came to life. So now he's 10 years old, and the mom has spoke to him in her Chinese language, and he was learning English and he was learning Chinese. And she was so happy she had someone to talk to. He turned 10 years old and they move into a new community. Here's where Karens come into the story. Okie dokie, smoky. I'm going in with this brown sugar. Well, these ladies, came over to the house, to do, what do you call that? Because we don't do that anymore. I had never had anyone done it to me, and I don't go visit the neighbors when I move into a new neighborhood. I've been living here now 4 years. I may have talked to 2 of the neighbors around me, like one that is across the street and the one right next door. 3 of them. Not really talk. Hi, how are you? Yeah, thank you. That's what we've done. But these neighbors actually went over to see the new family. And of course, they already started rumors. So the neighbors, two ladies, went over to see the mom, you know, to welcome her to the neighborhood. That's what it, the welcome committee. Well, they went over to see the mom, and the dad was there, and the dad said to them, "Oh, I have to run to work, but I'll be right back. Don't think my wife is being rude. She don't know much English, so she probably won't be talking that much." That hit me as like, why weren't you working with teaching her English? Maybe you did try. It wasn't in the book. Maybe you tried and she just didn't want to do it. She couldn't do it. So the neighbors came over. Now he says she don't speak much English, but they think that gave them the right to actually just talk about her in her house. So now I'm like, you weren't welcoming nobody to the neighborhood. You, my friend, was trying to be nosy. Well, anywho, they came over and listen to this now. They're in there talking about, I just want to put a little bit of this. Try me. Try me. That's what they did to her. But she didn't understand. Well, anyway, they came into the house and it was like, why would he do that? Why would he go marry her someone she don't belong? He went and married someone from another country. And when you do that, the kids look incomplete, ugly. They just don't look right. Now the little boy is there. And he's 10. And they say, well, do you think she understands us? And she was like, no, the husband said. And then they saw the little boy and told him, you think he speak English? Of course he spoke English. But he didn't say anything. And then they went in and they, made up a little light conversation with the wife. They was talking to her. And then it was going. Then the husband came back. And then let's say a couple of weeks later, their son. I want to go under my eye also with the star girl. The son came over to meet the boy. And people I don't know if they know. I don't know if my son did this. I hope he didn't. But we only got to see kids who came to the house like that. But the little boy came over. And of course, he gonna bring his best toy to show it off. He came over and showed the boy his Darth Vader. I think that's what he's called. Darth Vader toy. And may the force be with you. The toy could talk. And the little boy was like, what else does it do? And he was like, what do you mean? And he was like, do it do anything else? And he was like, no, do you even have toys? So Jack went and got his paper Menagerie tiger and brought it out. He brought it out and he showed it to Mark. That was his name, Mark. And Mark looked at it closely and talking about, your mom made this for you? It's trash because this is Christmas wrapping paper. It's not even good paper. It's trash. And then he put it down and the tiger moved and purred. What y'all think happened right then and now with Mark? Mark was jealous. So Mark picked up his Darth Vader and the Darth Vader, the force be with you. And then the tiger jumped and he jumped. Mark jumped and dropped him and then his head fell off. So of course Mark came back with what he heard his parents saying about the mail order bride. He said, you made me drop him. You made me drop him. You made me drop him and he cost more than your mom did. Oh yeah, that was Mark. And then Jack was like, Because he didn't know now. He was still young. He told a part of it about his daddy telling him the story, but he was in high school at that time. He's still young now. And he was like, whatever. And then he said it was the worst 2 weeks of his life. He went to school and Mark was very popular. Now I'm debating with this topper. She gonna try to make it work. Well, anyway, he said it was the worst 2 weeks of his life in school. When he went to school, they didn't say exactly what happened while he was in school, but we know what happened. Mark was a bully, and he put his views on him. Till when he came back, okay, I'm gonna mix Try Me, this orange color here, with Childful here. Yeah, so I'm putting Try Me first. So when he came back home, he wouldn't talk to his mom. And when she tried to talk to him, he told me, speak English, speak English. And then he said to his dad, she don't belong here. Oh my God. She don't belong here. You shouldn't have never did what you did. And then the dad said to the mom, you should speak English. I've been too easy on you. You know he was going to get to this point where he going to want you to speak English. And then she said to the dad, when I say I love you, it comes from the lips. But when I say in my native language, I can't get it. Which I can't. I'm not going to even try to say. I love you. It comes from the heart. And that's almost like when I was learning Spanish. It came from the lips. It didn't come from the heart. And I had to change the plan. I was going to do green. I'm going to go in with this You Are Gold on top of this. But back to the story. Let me get this orange off of here. I'm using it like a topper on top of that gold and orange. Anyway, when he went to school, oh, Jack, I just imagine Jack just was so hard on him. Jack told him, like, your mother don't belong here and you should have stayed in Asian with those chinky eyes. Like, he just was going all off on him. He stopped talking to his mom at that time. He would not talk to his mom. He said the mom would try to hug. She learned to cook American food. Then she would try to hug him, but she tried to hug him like American hug people, and it felt forced. So she just stopped doing it, and he stopped talking to his mom. All because of one child. And people don't know. Mark probably grew up, he's still a bully. I believe if you're a bully as a child, you grow up to be a bully as an adult, unless you realize your wrongness and you try to make a change. If you don't, you're that same person. Nasty. I have this friend. She is 72 or 73 years old, and she was a bully in school. She picked at you. Like, she will find something wrong with you and she will pick at it. Her and her friend. She still do that as a grown 74-year-old woman. She still pick at people. I think it's so strange. I'm still going to try to go on top of this with this orange because it's not giving me what I want. Let me try with this one here. Going in with the childful. But he told his mom, like, don't talk to me. If you're not going to speak English, don't speak to me. Anyway, let me blend that out. So she stopped talking to him, but she loved him. That was her baby. And he didn't care. He didn't care. He told his dad that it was wrong what he did, like I said earlier. And he just went off to college and forgot about her. He said, but when he was home, he would see her with the paper, clean, good paper spread out, and she would be writing in them. And then she got sick, and they called him from college to come see her because she had stage 4 pancreas cancer. And he came to see his mom. You know, he couldn't do all of that pushing her away as a child. He couldn't pull back up that he loved his mom. And she was laying in the hospital bed, and she spoke to him in her language, and he was like, oh, like he didn't want her to do it then, and she was dying. And then she told him, the only thing that I request is you take all the paper toys with you, and on the day of the dead that they celebrate, just bring them out and look at them. That's all she asked of him. She wanted to tell him her story. Remember what I told you the dad told you? And he wasn't bad, but he was a little bad to me. She wanted to tell Jack her story. She was in this poor town in China, and then she learned how to do the paper mache from her mom. And she was the only child, and then it got so bad in town that they put her dad, no, she had a brother, uncle or something. They put her family in prison because they said it was a betrayal because they had one brother to go over to Hong Kong. So they just put the whole family in jail, except for the little girl. But they just left her on the streets. So the little girl went and was in the field trying to find something for her to eat. I'm just making it short because it's long. Well, anyway, the little girl went in the fields to find something for her to eat because she was hungry because her mom had died, and they had put her dad in jail, and so she was alone. She had this one uncle, like I was saying, that lived in Hong Kong. So she was trying to find her way to Hong Kong to try to find this uncle. Well, these men find her eating this corn or something in the field, and they say, what are you doing? And she was like, oh, I'm just wanting to eat something because I'm going to find my uncle in Hong Kong. He told me, isn't it your lucky day? We're going to Hong Kong. And families are looking for little girls like you to help them around the house. So they took her to Hong Kong. She worked for this rich family, and she was like the boys. She had to do everything. She had to do her work and the boys' work because the mom didn't make it. And then if she was caught trying to learn English, the mom would say, what are you trying to do? You trying to learn English so you could tell the police on us? The police don't care about you. They made her sleep in a cupboard. Like, she had a hard child life. And then one of the ladies she used to buy fish from told her, let me tell you, you're going to get of age. So she was getting like 14 or 15, and the man going to try you. He going to try you. And then you think your life is hell. It will be hell then, because the woman going to come after you because it's your fault now. She said, but American guys are always looking for wives. So she told her to I got something you could do, and you could find you an American husband. So she put herself into the magazine, and she remembered taking her hair, pulling it to the side, and that's what his dad saw her in the magazine. And when he said it was a lie, she had to be 14 or 16 years old. But the thing is, well, I was like, oh, he's so nice. He was 18. But by the time she got to him, I want to say she might have been 15 or 16. Or, 16 or 17. He wasn't that much older than her. But he got her over, and that's when she was telling him, like, I had a rough childhood. My mom taught me how to breathe life into these paper toys. So that shocked me, because it was real. They really came to life. Remember, it was a fiction. It really came to life. And then when she told him her story. You know, he felt sorry for his mom. He told her, I got to get back to college because I don't want to miss my flight. Blah, 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 blah. He got on the plane and she died while he was in the air trying to get back to college. And then after a while, the dad said the house was too big for them. He went back to help the dad move into a smaller house, him and his girlfriend, Susan. He saw the paper Menagerie, and he said, the girlfriend, Susan, said, let's take him back with us. So when they took him back with her, she took the toys and put them all over the house. And then one day, when he was home by himself, he heard the tiger, and he saw it, and he went over there, and he was like, oh, my mom must be put you back together when I couldn't. And he was playing with the toy. And then he was like, oh, he went to see what day it was, and it was the day the Chinese celebrate the dead. So, and then the toy unwrapped and laid out, and it was a note from his mom. He couldn't understand it as much as he did, but he knew it would say son. And he took it to Chinatown and had this, asking people, can they translate this for him? And the girl translated, and she told him her story. He told him her story of how hard it was for her as a child. And when she had him, and she could now speak to him in her language, it brought her so much joy, and she loved him so unconditionally. And when he stopped talking to her, it broke her heart. It broke her heart, and it made me thought of how one person, Mark, and those neighbors, like, people made him not love his mom. And I don't think he can make up for that. To me, you can't. She's gone. She never will know that you loved her. And that's how he ended his story. He got the letter translated, and then he went home and got all the other paper Menagerie and not played with them, but just looked at them and read all the letters that his mom had wrote him over the years. She had made more toys and everything and put inside the box. So that is the end of the story of the paper Menagerie by Ken Liu. And my thing is, now, if you have someone and you know you love them, you better let them know. But it didn't even bother him when she was dying, because he didn't think she belonged anyway. So I'm going to go off camera, set my makeup, and I will be back with the finished look. So I am back. My hair is down. I've set my makeup. Yeah. This hair the video came out on Monday for this hair that I have. And today is day 8 or 9. Let's get a closer look at my season look. It's fall, so the orange didn't pop like I wanted it to, though. But I didn't want to do a cut crease. That's too much. too much to do first thing this morning. If you're new here, in my videos, I do videos on my natural hair. I do easy, simple makeup looks. And if this is something that you enjoy, I've been trying to do now a look with the book to have something to talk about while I'm doing my makeup. Or I might even throw in there something I saw on TV to talk about. But I want to talk about something as I do my makeup. And if this is something you enjoy, become a part of the family. And I want to thank all you guys for watching my video, and I will see you in my next upload.